Good morning, students. We'll be dealing with the whose first lesson, dancing in the rain. This is going to be the first class. This lesson is going to talk about the freedom of the children, especially. In this introductory part, we'll be going to deal with the Azim Premji's life. Azim Premji, who is Azim Premji Hashim's son? Azim Premji is going to be the son of Hashim Premji, who is one of the business tycoon freed to the independence. After him, Azim Premji took as a Wipro chairman, and presently he is also the Wipro chairman. He is the pioneer of the Indian IT industry because he is one of the person who took up the IT software and made the Indian top software industry, which is going to give, that means his share is going to be much in the GDP of India. He is an entrepreneur who is going to take the special business activities. He is a business tycoon, and especially his name is synonymous with the philanthropy. So in India, many businessmen were there, many rich people are there, but their investment is very less in the human values. But Azim Premji, he have made himself in such a way that in 1999, that is in 2001, he have established an organization called as Azim Premji Foundation. Through this foundation, actually, whatever the amount, that means he have accumulated, he used to spend on the human values. He was born on the 24th of July 1945, and in 1966 actually he went to the Stanford University to complete his electrical engineering. But when his father died, he came back and has joined as the Wipro chairman, and from then he never took up back. He having completed his education. Later he have completed his education and in the various form. Now, after taking this, Wipro industry used to deal first of all with the making of the vanaspati, that is hydrogenated oils, that is especially. What is it, Wipro? Wipro is nothing but West Indian vegetable products organization. That is going to be the oils and all everything, and then he have started making vanaspati, and later later he have investment. That means he have spent his technicals into the computer and software ID making. So he's been referred as one of the pioneer of the Indian industry. His articles actually is going to refer about the development, entrepreneurial values, how are the steps that is needed to be accumulated. He used to tell, unless we appreciate the success, we are not able to make everyone successful. So we have to regard them, we have to respect them, we have to take care of everything. So he used to just he wants ideas to be creative, innovative, all the things. Articles and motivational speeches are always going to motivate many of the Indian IT industry members, as well as many of the students who are going to be joining the IT industry. Later they have been motivating many of the students, many of the young generation which is going to develop. And then reforms in the education system. According to him, most of the rural people, they were not able to have the good teachers. When the students have a good teachers, there is a possibility that teachers are very rich and very well itself. And he wants the education system to be well developed. Unless education system is well developed, India cannot develop in such a way. That means whatever the roots he has been just saying. So whenever they are going to see the seeds are very well equipped with itself and developed itself, then tree will be very much developed. So this is one. And then whenever actually he wants to reform in the education system. So the rote memory system he wants to do. The student should be very creative, they should be independent. That will be discussed in this lesson. So let us have an Azim Premji lessons are available, Azim Premji speeches are available in the internet. If you want to get inspiration, you will go through it. So he just says that respect the success, and you have to identify the success, we are going to praise the success, We have to take out the ideas from the various people, and all the themes are going to be discussed by the Azim Premji. So it is mostly whatever the speeches he used to give, whatever the articles he used to write, whatever the thoughts he used to express, that are very much emphasized, very much praised, very inspiring, very helpful for us to understand our personality. And he is a good entrepreneur because whatever the 40% of his share value is being spent on the philanthropy activity. He used to be just talking about the recently he just super rich tax, whatever the government is going to be giving on the very much, because very rich people are there but their value or their share is very less in removing the poverty or helping the poor people. So here his organization especially working in the educational system to bring out the reforms in the education. He have established teachers training school that is in the Bangalore through his foundation. Azim Premji Wipro University is going to be there, which is emphasizing to develop the teachers. If the teachers are students, let us take out the class 2, Dancing in the Rain, which has been written by Azim Premji. And here it is going to be consisting of 12 paragraphs. In each paragraph, things are going to be discussed here. In the para 1, Azim Premji was very disturbed just by reading the report on the conditions of the children employed in the zari factory, especially in the Delhi, Mumbai and other parts of India. So their contribution is nil and they are suffering with many things that is going to be there. So the disturbing report is going to create something which is going to make Azim Premji think about the future of India. So he was very much disturbed, and here in the first para, by reading the report on the child labor, especially they are employed in the zari factory, and as you know that in Hyderabad too many of the workers are going to be there. They are going to be working in the peer industry, making of bangles and all the things, who have been actually coming from different North Indian parts, and their condition is very much. Recently the reports also shown that this Hyderabadi people, the students, children, the young generation of India to work, that means usually they are very much not able to go through the education and able to contribute in the different sectors, especially the unemployed sector, that is going to create the problems. And second paragraph is going to be disturbing that robbing children of their childhood is going to be the criminal act. So when you are going to take out the children in the employment and going to take out the education from them, it is going to be the criminal act. This criminal act is specially been done everywhere. That means from that of especially whenever the childhood, so the children is going to get the childhood, whenever the childhood is going to be taken by the parents, teachers, as well as the factory employed persons or any of the person who is going to take out the childhood, it is going to the criminal act. So we should not commit such criminal acts. So just by doing injustice, and he discusses about removing from the root, this injustice should be removed, and he gives an antidote, especially the amazing story of a girl child of his, that means usually colleague. So the girl, he just tells about the story in the third para. He talks about the colleague's daughter who is going to be working in the Wipro and who is studying in the 9th class. This girl actually, when Azim Premji discuss about the daily timetable and how she is reading and all the things, the girl actually says that she was not able to take out the things in a regular manner. She tells that she wakes up at 5 a.m. and she works till 10 p.m. but she was not able to concentrate on the games, she was not able to concentrate on other activities or other childhood activities that is going to be required. She studies and studies and studies, and she was not able to have a creative ideas, innovative ideas, discussions and all the things. She is going to just keep the two things in mind, that is board exams and IIT coaching. Because she thinks that future is going to be laying only in the board exams and IIT coaching, but she is going to have only half an hour for watching the TV. But she was not able to contribute all these for the future, right? That means in the future, She was not in the fourth paragraph. He compares a rich born child with the child working in the Zari factory. So when you compare the children of the rich and the children of the poor, there is no much differences. Everywhere you are going to see the robbing of their childhood. Even in the Zari factory, the childhood cannot be available. Even in the rich people's houses, the childhood is not going to be available for the children. So that means he is going to point out that why this robbing of the children is going to be taking place. That means not only in the rich people's houses but in the poor people's houses as well. But the situation is different, and that will be discussed in the fourth paragraph. That means he just points out certain things. That means whether there is some points he is going to be asking, he is going to be referring. What is it? The time to play with the friends. Is it available for them or not? That means nowadays time is not available to play with the friends as well as the children. Why? Because most of our schedule is in such a manner, that is going to be made in such a manner that you will be working and working for the studies only, and no such time is available that is going to be there. Second, meeting the interesting people. That means to discuss many things, there is a need of meeting different type of peoples. When we meet, their guidance, their help is going to make us creative, innovative, but it is not possible. That means we have been practicing the rote type of memory practices, as well as no creative infrastructure is available. That means whatever the knowledge the teachers are going to have, the books are going to be presenting, that will be drilled in the minds without the creativity, without the innovativeness. As well as exploring the world is not possible here. So making mistakes and learning it and relearning it and just coming up solving the problem is not possible here. Whatever the things the teachers present, that is only going to make the students to learn, that's all. So no creativity, no newness, that means innovative ideas have been accepted and nothing is going to be made possible. So follow the curiosity. The curiosity cannot be that means developed in the students, only the dull type of learning is made. So whenever the dull type of learning is going to be made, children will be very boring type of learning things and they learn and relearn, that's all, and that is going to not going to create the ideas. So what do you expect? The children playing in the rain in the streets. That means whenever the heart is very flawed and he learns and able to play very much with his enthusiasm, then only the children is able to develop himself perfectly. That means they expect that the rainwater should not be drained on the streets, not go into the canals, but it should be enjoyed by the children. Enjoying the children is going to bring back the childhood, as well as the enthusiasm will be there, curiosity will be there, and exploring the new world can be possible through playing of the children, especially during the rainy days. And whenever the children enjoys, he is able to make himself perfect and able to learn perfect. So this is going to be the part of the class second. Students, let us take out the class 3, and especially that is going to be the dancing in the rain. Here the sixth para is discussed. The sixth para talks about the new Indian reality. That means what actually in the India the children, how the children are there, both the rich and the poor. They are going to be discussed. That means here he talks about villages, slums, as well as metropolities, as well as high rises. So everywhere, if he just discusses how the children are in the villages, how the children are going to be present in the slums, how in the metropolitan, and how in the high rises. So mostly the children in the Slumdog Millionaire, children in the slums have been discussed, okay, which is we actually brought many Oscar awards too. So children, how the children will be there in the villages, that will be discussed. So children are stopped from growing to their full potential. That means everywhere, not only in the villages, in the slums, in the metropolitan, children actually by robbing the childhood, they were being stopped from growing to their full potential. They have much potential, but this potential will be stopped by just drop type of memory type of question, by drilling our own knowledge, by not making them grow to their full potential, that will be there. So the reasons are, many reasons are there. One is going to be the poverty. The poor people were not able to grow to their potential because they were being robbed by the childhood by just working in the factories, Zari factories, or maybe in any other factory, that will be there especially. And societal aspirations, that means the rich people, are going to make, the doctors want to make their own son doctor, and another businessman wants to make the businessman, entrepreneur want to make his son the entrepreneur. So by societal aspirations also, the rich people were not able to make the children grow to their level. And one apathetic individual in organization, that means those who are going to be there, like coaching centers are there, they want the first rankers to be from their institution, and the national wide competitive institutions will be there, they want their expectations in a different manner, they will be going to give the timetable according to them, they have to work. So all the things are going to make them rob their childhood. So the childhood, whenever being robbed, the children were not able to present their full potential. This is going to be the greatest demerit according to the Azim Premji. So unless and until they are going to have their own independence, they can finally full-fledged able to make themselves available, they will be just develop themselves, innovative ideas will be developed, the creativeness can be seen in them. But this is not possible nowadays, because we have been dwelling our knowledge, we are going to make the parrots, like whatever we say, they are going to say. This is going to be the greatest demerit according to the 6th para. And in the 7th para, the final indicators of the country independence. That means many indicators are there. One among them, how the children are going to be living. The condition of the children in the country is going to show the indicators of the country's independence. That means we have taken the freedom of the children. That means children are not able to grow to their full-fledged freedom. That means they don't have the freedom to talk, freedom to play, freedom to dance, freedom to enjoy their life. Because always the childhood is being drawn, the criminal act is being done, and criminal act is being done by the well-known persons, highly educated persons. That means many aspirations, poverties, and all the things are going to be there. There he discusses. Many things are there, reasons are there. One is going to be there. He discussed. Are children free from poverty and hunger? Nowadays you can see the poor people, they don't have ability to have their own food. So they have been suffering with the poverty, and they are going to be just suffering with the hunger. And are they free from parental aspirations? The poor people, they are just suffering with the poverty and hunger. The rich people, the rich children, they are going to be having the parental aspiration. Are they free from norms of social conditioning? Social conditioning is one among them. So that means the rich should grow to their higher level. The high college students, that means usually going to have the corporate sector colleges, they want to get the good ranks and all the things. So this is going to be there. That means social conditioning is also one of the reason. Parental aspiration is one reason. Poverty and hunger. That means the poor children are suffering with the poverty and hunger, so they are working in the factory. And rich are going to be working actually as a pay for the parental aspirations, and social conditioning is one among them. So are we ensuring curiosity in the children? Curiosity cannot be seen in the children because they are working, that's all. They cannot be seen, they are not curious at all to their work. So the work for them is boring type and all these. So they were not able to explore the world and realization of unique potential. So they were not able to identify what they were actually. So the Tendulkar wants his son to be the Tendulkar only. So whenever the Tendulkar wants to be his son a Tendulkar, that means Dhoni cannot be born. So that means what it is going to be there? They are expecting their children to be better than theirs. But what is they lacking is whatever the talent that is going to have to them, they were not going to be seen in them. This is the one that will be discussed in the 7th para. In the 8th, he refers to the Gandhi saying that is great lessons are learned from the children, not from the learned man. So Gandhi also says that many lessons will be learned from the children only. That means when you start learning from the children, you are able to understand perfectly the children, you will be learning and you are able to find many answers. So this is going to be there. They are fearless and they never give up. They try and never give up. So Gandhi says that actually they are fearless because the para is referring about the Gandhi saying great lessons are learned from the children, not from the learned man. So Gandhi also says that whenever you want to learn something, just learn from the children at all, because in many lessons and many solutions to the problems are learned from the children, because they try, they never give up easily, because they don't know that failure will be there behind them. So they are very fearless and they like to try and give the new ideas. But what is that? If a learned man is there, he knows that whether this is going to be very bad, this is a failure will be there in front, so he never tries. So let the children grow to their full potential. Let them give the time for their growth. So whenever they try to give to the growth, there is impossibility. So adults give up before they try, but the children will try, but they never give up. This is the difference between the adults and the children. So children are curious, adults are conditioned. So what is your curiosity is going to try the new options. But the adults, after going through whatever they have learned, he was conditioned. Whatever the things are there, that means he draw a spear and he actually take up whatever the things are there. In the ninth para, Azim Premji learned how to be a father. That means not from the books or manuals he have studied. He learned from his children. So how he is going to be the father? So that means Azim Premji himself learned that you should learn from the children. The father can learn from their own children. Azim himself actually have learned like that. In the 10th para, he stopped pushing the knowledge into the drilling the knowledge into the young minds and going to accept that means expect something new. It is not possible. You should not. You have to stop them and let them explore their own world. Let them develop creativity in them. Let them develop innovativeness. Then only what is going to happen? The new things will be coming up and the many things are going to be learned by the children. So learn democratic process of joint learning should be there. The teachers should learn to make the children learn. So that means when the children are going to, when the children wants to learn, let the teacher explore. Teacher have to provide an opportunity for them to learn. In the 11th paragraph, India wants to develop, that means usually economically, socially, intellectually and culturally, give freedom of the child. That means unless and until children are not going to be given the freedom to explore themselves, to develop creativity, the nation will not be developed. To change the textbook presents, that means into the laboratories of exploration, and homes that is going to be there should be made into the playgrounds in the arts and sports. This will be in the paragraph 11. And in the 12th, India will be radiant only when the children are going to get their own childhood, when the children are free to dance. That means when the children will be able to dance, when they are going to be free and when they are going to be having their own childhood. This is going to be the well explained concept. In this essay is going to be explaining about the children independence, children democratic process. That means giving the childhood to the children and making the children grow to the longer way, to develop the nation economically, socially, intellectually and culturally into the great prospect. So Azim Premji discusses many thoughts and able to make himself comfortable. So he always says that unless and until children are developed, the nation will not be developed. Whether the children in the villages, whether in the slums, in the metropolitan or the high races, but children should get their own childhood and they should be able to explore themselves. Let them have own their explanation, that means a potential. Let them explore their own potential and all the things are going to be there. The children should be given much time and space for their own thoughts. So the parents as well as teachers should learn. That means to provide whatever the things they should be given before realizing their own dreams. So this is one lesson being referred as Dancing in the Rain by Azim Premji.